What's up, guys? That really gross guy here. We are back, and we are back from Tennocon. I'm super excited to talk about some of the information that we got from Tennocon, and oh my goodness, there's just so much. There's just so much. But anyways, this video is specifically going to be dedicated to the two new Warframes that they revealed. Well, one we already knew about, but the second one, oh my goodness, guys. But we're gonna get in. We're gonna talk about these two new frames, and I'm just so excited. I can't wait to talk about these. But if you are looking for deluxe skins, I'm going to actually make those in a separate video. There were quite a number of deluxe skins they showed at Tennocon, which is incredibly exciting. I cannot wait to get my hands on these and start doing some fashion frames and stuff because they look gorgeous. But anyways, without further ado, we are going to start talking about Revenant. So Revenant was codename Vlad, which is now codename Revenant, which might change once again. But Revenant is this sentient-inspired Eidolon, or the sentient-inspired Warframe, and I think this thing is, number one, I think he looks pretty cool. I like the idea behind him. They mentioned he was going to be kind of vampire-esque, where he would be able to manipulate enemies in a certain way, shape, or form. We don't know a whole lot about that. I mean, they did show off his powers a little bit in a dev stream, or maybe it was a prime time, but they showed off his powers a bit. They look pretty cool. He definitely looked like a pretty solid frame. It seemed like he kind of did a little bit of what some other frames did, but also with his own spin and with his own flavor. So I feel like he was kind of set up in a good way. However, I don't know if they are going to stick with those powers 100% because I do remember them mentioning that they kind of got a little bit of inspiration as well from the Eidolons and the way the Eidolons were made. They mentioned I think the quote specifically was laser focused. And if you think about it, that the Eidolons are laser focused. They shoot like giant laser cannons. They have giant laser things that come out and go up in the air and blast you and stuff like that. So I'm kind of curious if this Warframe is going to change in terms of abilities. Now, maybe they tweaked its cosmetics a little bit to make it look a little bit more Eidolon rather than just sentient. But I'm kind of curious to see what changes are going to be made before it comes out. But ultimately, we don't know exactly what's going to happen until this frame is out. So just keep that in mind. But this thing looks super cool. I'm totally down to get my hands on this thing and play around with it. But with Revenant, we are also going to be getting the two-handed katana that we have been waiting so much for. They mentioned or showed some of the what's it called? It's patterns. It's attack patterns, and it looks super cool. I'm really excited that we're going to be getting this thing with our Eidolon frame or sentient frame because this is inspired based on sentience as well, this katana. So that's going to be super cool. I don't know if I'm going to be using the katana on my Vlad. We'll just say my Revenant Warframe. We'll see. But I don't know. Anyways, I think this thing is cool. Let me know what you guys think of the frames and the weapons and all that stuff in the comments. That would be great. But following the katana, we have the let's check out this shotgun. We're on the weapon topic. Let's talk about this Revenant shotgun. So, dude, this thing, you can see from the top left that this shotgun, you can't really get the exact details of this thing until you kind of take a look at its other angles, but you can tell that this is definitely sentient inspired. It looks very, very cool. But if you can see the way it looks from the other angles, you can see that the head of the shotgun is kind of spread out. It looks as almost spider-like. So it's got like these protrusions that come off of it, and I'm really curious about it because if you look at the picture with the looking at the front end, you can see where the energy colors are. That looks like those could potentially be the barrels in which this thing fires out of. So does this thing fire like a scattered laser blast? Are there projectiles coming out of each one of these little areas? I'm kind of curious, but I think it looks cool. I think if they go that route where this thing is, you know, the way the shotgun works is, you know, laser focused or just, you know, I don't know. I feel like I'm excited about it. I think this thing looks cool, and I'm excited to get my hands on it. But after weapons, we have some cosmetic stuff to take a quick look at. One of which is this Warframe Tenno armor, and I don't know about you, but I actually think this is really cool cosmetically. Of course, I have to get my hands on it and throw it on some of my own frames and give it some colors and see, you know, see how it really looks. But right now on this default Excalibur, I actually think this looks pretty cool. Definitely, you can see the sentient, you know, inspiration that comes out of it, and I don't know. I'm ready to get my hands on this for sure. But I want to keep it quick with this video, so let's keep on going. We have Revenant Kavat armor, which I think looks pretty good. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but I could definitely see having a Kavat tied to the sentient theme, maybe even following around Revenant, specifically for him, and, you know, designing the Kavat's armor in that fashion. So I think it looks pretty cool. I'm curious to see what you guys think. Are you running pet still, or are you back to the sentient or the sentinel deal? I'm curious. But all right, so with that said, that is pretty much everything that I can think of when it comes to the Revenant, Revenant Warframe. But before we go, we have one more Warframe to talk about, which I mentioned in the beginning of the video, and this thing looks sick. So this thing's codename right now is Garuda, and wow. If you can see the picture here, she looks intense. She looks scary. She looks menacing. I would be afraid. I would run the other way if I saw this thing walking towards me in any way, shape, or form. Even if we were at like Disney World and everything was happy-go-lucky, if I saw this thing, I am peacing out. So, but you can see, number one of the biggest things that you can see in this Warframe is these giant talons, I think is what they could technically be referred to as. But these protrusions that come off of her arm, they remind me of the Zephyr design that comes off of her arms. However, we'll talk about why I think these are fairly different from those. But anyways, these blades for sure look really, really cool. They definitely give an awesome feel to this frame. She looks scary. She reminds me of Valkyr, which they said that's what a lot of people said. However, Valkyr is very rage and fury inspired. However, they were saying this frame is a lot more elegant. This is a frame that kills you and doesn't bat an eye. This thing will not shed a tear over your death. It will walk. You can see by its stance, the way it's standing, that this thing will just cut you down and not think twice. And I mean, just please give me now. She looks scary. She's the way she is. She's approaching you in this picture. Just looks like she's not gonna think twice when she murders you. I'm sure that corpus that's on her talons or spiky deals. That thing she's not even looking at it. She doesn't even care that it's there. That thing is, oh, that's so cool. But what I was kind of referring to with these blades, these protrusions, these talons, whatever you want to call them, is even though they on her left hand, they look like they are they come off the back of her arm, which they said they did when it came to the concept art. However, if you look to her right hand, it looks as though she has the capability of turning these talons around to face forward and be able to use these to kill her enemies. And I'm saying that because I think this corpus was either killed stealthily or it was running away, because his back is to her and they're just straight through it. He just put those claw things straight through it, and that thing is just torn in half, and she doesn't seem to even care. So anyways, I'm super curious. What do you guys think about these frames? What do you guys think about Garuda or the weapons? Honestly, I'm a little bit more excited about Garuda than I am Revenant, but that's just because I'm totally in love with this elegant, murderous Warframe that you guys see here. So That's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to have plenty of videos coming out for Tennocon, so the outro will probably contain some of those. If you are watching this video, you know, after my other videos have been made, you'll see some links, in the outro. So that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you want to stay tuned for all Tennocon content, as well as all the updates in Warframe, make sure you're subscribed, and I hope to see you guys again in the next episode. Until then, blow!